Yo, what's up, guys? It's Matt, aka GamerBro, here with Hylian for the long-awaited Booster Course Pass tier list video. It's sorry this was so late. We had stuff happen. Jaden Slime won't be joining us because he's life going on, whatever. But we are here to at least do it because we want to get the video done. And if you'd like to join in the future, possibly be a guest in a future episode, join the Discord in the description. You can join us for Mario Kart or whatever other topics you might like. All right. Anyways, first up, Tour Paris Promenade. Oh yeah, sorry.
It's the Golden Dash Cup.
Yep.
Wow.
Or as I call it for short, just the Dash Cup, because they broke the trend of every cup having a one-word name.
Yep.
Actually,
I mean, I don't really have a lot to say about Paris. Like, it's a good track.
I'm gonna move mine up before I say my ranking. I just realized I actually
You're all
like
good.
it a bit more than I thought.
So it's pretty basic for a tour track. I think it doesn't do anything bad. I think it's pretty tame, pretty easy to start out with. I put it in my B tier.
Oh, and discretion warning, there's going to be probably a lot of tour bias coming from me, everyone watching, so if you don't like it, because I love these tracks. I originally had it in B, but after thinking about it, I actually put it in A, because even though it's simple, I love that the first two are the same, and then it only changes on the third lap. It's still the only tour track to do that. So I'm fine putting
it in A.
Yeah. It's one of those ones now I think is still pretty popular despite it being the first track. And its simplicity is...
It's simple, it's pretty to look at.
Yeah, the music is nice. It's simple because it was one of Tour's earliest ones, but the way they made it work in this game was perfect.
Yeah. Okay, sweet. Let's go with A.
Oh boy. Next up, the controversial track of the whole DLC, 3DS Toad Circuit.
I'm gonna let you go first because I know you're gonna have nicer things to say about this than I will.
So here's the weird thing too, is I always liked Toad Circuit, but lately in the Boost Course Pass, I've had so much fun with it. I don't know what it is, but every time I race on it, I just have I kind of smile a little bit. It's just fun. I don't know. Despite that, I still kind of kept it where I usually put starter tracks on the tier list in B, but it's literally top of B. It's really fun. I think it's great.
This is in my bottom 4 for the entire Booster Course Pass. This track is boring. It's a nothing burger. It doesn't do anything bad. It doesn't do anything good either. The only memorable part is the glider section over the top, and that's it. It's a harmless track. It's technically not a bad track, but it does absolutely nothing. At least the tracks I don't like make me feel something. This one I feel nothing about. So I'm if it has to be...
Even the ones below it make you feel something still?
Oh, they make me feel angry.
So those ones are more just they make you angry. They're not necessarily that they're bad.
Oh yeah, there's 3 below this one that we will get to, one a lot sooner than the others. But
you're just at least Toad Circuit doesn't make me angry.
If it gets picked online, I'm just okay, this is gonna be a boring next 3 minutes. But I don't complain. I play it. So I'm if it will balance out and see, I'm assuming, so I'm fine with that.
It's weird too, because I probably would have put it lower too, but in the recent years, after all the tracks releasing too, every time I played I'm why is this just so enjoyable?
But see, I'm looking at this. I'm looking at every single track that came with this DLC, and all of these bring joy. They're fun. They're creative. And then there's just Toad Circuit.
To be honest, I think they want to do it because they wanted to have a starter track anyway, but I also think they picked this one because it's essentially Tour's starter track as well. It's literally the first track you do.
It makes sense.
If you're gonna have a Tour-themed DLC, you gotta have the first track you ever play in Tour. The tutorials on this track.
I have to complain about it just because I have to complain about it.
Fair.
If they made the grass a little prettier.
I was gonna say graphics. I don't think should be a factor in that because we know how
No.
controversial that
Yeah,
is, and it's
no.
about the gameplay, not the graphics. But
Yeah.
to be fair, I think it's because it was done by a smaller team, and when the Wave One came out, they kind of like weren't in the groove yet, and then it got better as it went. So it's whatever.
It
But
could have been worse. It could have been Figure Eight Circus from DS.
which still, for some reason, was not in Mario Kart 8. I'm just saying. If you were gonna bring it
Yeah.
back, that would have been like the perfect time. I kind of hope
Oh, we'll get
it's
it.
the first.
We'll get it
I
one of
kind of
these
hope it's the first
days.
retro of Mario Kart 10. I'll be honest. I think it'd be
Oh,
cool to see it come back. It's
I
going to
don't
at
want to
some
see.
point. It's going to come
I
back at some point.
know. I
That's
don't.
inevitable.
But I'm gonna complain when it does.
Who knows? Maybe they'll make
I,
it good.
we'll see.
What if they gave it? What if they gave it Mario Kart 8 Mario Circuit treatment,
If they
like anti
really
gravity
change the,
twisty? Eh.
if they do that, then great. I love it. Otherwise, it's again, it's just nothing to me.
We got another circuit from DS instead, though, which is better. So anyway, so that works out.
Agreed.
Anyways, yeah, Toad Circuit B. I mean, to be fair, you're more generous to it than most people are. Most people say #1 worst track. Putting it at
It's the number
fourth
4 worst track.
worst is pretty generous still compared to most people. So
Just to give a little hint, I've got a Wave 1 track, a Wave 2 track, and a Wave 5 track in my bottom below
oh
it.
wow, so every wave has almost every wave has a dud in there.
Yeah, it's a bummer, but they all can't be winners.
Okay, next up, N64 Choco Mountain.
I like
I
this one.
put this in B as well.
Same.
Yeah, kind of like it's kind of like average. I get like it's not like a hard course. It's not easy, but it's nice. And the remake, which is the Tour remake, is so good. I love that it's not just a tiny little tunnel. It's like an actual cave you go through now.
See, and the
I
thing is, and
love that.
I'm gonna say this, and it's gonna make no sense given how highly I rated it. I forget this one's in the game
No,
constantly.
no, I do too sometimes, but I think it's just because of how many other amazing tracks are in the DLC that
Exactly.
it overshadows Choco Mountain, which is
Like
kind of
it'll
sad.
pop up
But
sometimes, and I'm just like, oh yeah, cool. I can't wait to play that one. I forgot it was in the
I
game.
love
Nice.
the remix they did for this, though. Oh my gosh.
So good.
Yeah, we only got two N64 tracks, but they picked two of the best possible ones, so this was a good
True.
one. I remember everyone freaking out when they saw how Tor remade the track, and it feels like a whole. It literally feels like if Mario Kart 8 remade it. Like that's the thing.
Honestly.
Some of them literally were like, no, these were the Tor remakes, but they felt like Mario Kart 8 remakes.
Yeah. And some tracks did it better than others. I think overall, the Booster
Yeah.
Course Pass did pretty well in terms of making these tour tracks actually play well in 8. There's a couple that I think are a little bit wonky,
Yeah.
but
To be fair, I think that was just like that was the best way they could implement them. So I was like, but I do think future games
right.
when they come back, they can actually like full on remake them instead of just like basically
For sure.
combine them. Speaking of ones that feel like Mario Kart 8 remakes, Wii Coconut Mall. Oh, the fan favorite, the classic.
I'm gonna let you lead this because I want to see where you stand on this track before
And
I speak.
also basically the music they used for the first trailer because they knew that it was a fan favorite. I have it
Yep.
in A. I have it in A.
I have it in
Kind of
double S.
upper. Oh, whoa. Okay. So many
This is
people, I
my
will say, so many people give the Booster Course Pass version of this course so much hate. But I'll let you like say your thing first. But I have my like I don't understand the hate.
it's not my favorite version of the track. Like
That's
I will
fair.
always
I
be
can understand that.
nostalgic for the cars going forward and backward in the parking lot.
Which
But
Tor
it
did, which
really
people found funny.
yeah. But it's like sure you can complain about the escalators not being like they were. The course is
To be
so
fair,
pretty.
that's on 7 though. The escalators having arrows. 7
I
started
know.
that, so Tor
But
just
like
continued
just
it.
the vibe of the track is
It's
immaculate. The
so
design is
good.
great. This is like the first time it really feels like you're driving in a mall
Yes,
rather than
I
just like an
agree.
open build.
I that's
And
one thing I always say. The Wii one, people always say the Wii one looked better, but I'm like, it just
Eh,
looks washed out nowadays. I love the color
yeah,
in this one because Coconut Mall is supposed to be tropical. It looks tropical, like you're on a beachside
exactly.
mall, probably set off the coast of Isle Delfino somewhere. Like,
Exactly.
which the
But
Mario
no,
Wiki even says based on Mario Sunshine. So I
yeah.
guess it kind
So
of
no, it's
is.
like Coconut Mall is my favorite track in the series, so I am 100%
Oh,
biased on my placement on this, which is why I put it double S. Like, there's not much they can do in a revision of this track that's gonna make it not my favorite.
honestly, I'll be honest, I prefer the cars doing donuts now. I kind of like that more
I don't
because
mind it.
them going back and forth, it's like, okay, you can kind of predict it, but the don't I still will get hit by those because I'll be driving by them and then they're the
But that's the thing. It was funny when they were the Mii's in the car. When it's just random
that
toads or whatever they
that's
are, it's
fair.
not as fun.
Shy Guys.
Yeah, so it's
I
like
think if they wanted to bring it back again, just keep it like the Booster Cars past one, make them go back and forth, add that third car, put the Mii's in the cars, and then
yes.
make them do donuts. So it's like a mix of best of both
Yeah.
worlds type of thing. Because personally, I find
But
that
I'm also
better.
but I'm not gonna be the one that asking for it in Mario Kart 10 because it's been in the last
Yeah.
3 straight games. It's
If
gonna
it
get
if
a
it
break.
comes back again next game, it'd be DLC because that's usually what they save the DLC for.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we'll bring it back as a second time or a third time or whatever.
And that just depends on how long they support the game for after launch, which that's a whole other discussion.
Hopefully, well, I mean, it is like probably their biggest franchise, so they'll probably
Oh,
give it.
100%.
It'll at least get some DLC, at least a little bit.
I hope
Although
they'll
they
take
should,
care of it for a lot of the generation,
although
but
they
we'll see.
should do what Tor did and just do like updates every 2 weeks. That would be, oh,
That would be
that'd be
cool.
such cool way to do it. Also, another criticism I have, I don't like that they swapped the glide ramp and the boost ramp from the 7 and Tour version because in 7 and Tour, the boost ramp is on the bottom path, the boost ramp is on the top. Like
Mhm.
you have to go on the bottom one, and it's weird because the
I
glide
forgot
ramp,
about that.
like you glide, but the turn it like is weird, like because you're gonna hit the
Yeah.
turn unless you land sooner. You have to kind of hold your glider down.
Yeah, it's a little
Unless you do that
awkward.
one shortcut, where you go over the little parking gate, you like hold back on the
Mhm.
glider and you go toward the corner of the parking gate. So whenever I go on the glider,
Yep,
I just do that because I'm like, at least I can land. I don't know
that's
why they
true.
swapped it. It worked better at the bottom because you can just
They're probably being
you glide.
experimental, thought it yeah,
True,
who
but it
knows?
unless they extended that part of the road out more, I think it feels weird. But
Yeah. So I'm
all right,
assuming it's gonna land S tier. You have A, I
yeah,
have double S.
yep.
I can live with that.
I,
Okay.
yeah, right in the middle, right in the middle. I think is good. Yeah, and honestly,
Yeah,
if any track's gonna get our first S, it's this
it
one.
has to be. It's fair.
So so far we have Coconut Mall, double S, nothing yet. S, Coconut Mall. Did we have anything in A? We have Paris
Uh,
Promenades in A. Uh,
yes.
and then Choco Mountain and Toad Circuit in B. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Overall decent first cup. Also,
Yeah, it was
I know another reason people that hate Toad Circuit is because it's the second course of the cup. I think
it just
it's only because they want to have all the cities first, but
yeah. Yeah,
it's
it
kind of
just
funny.
it felt weird just to have it there, but I think people are expecting like banger after banger rather than a couple
Yeah.
of just lighter courses there here and there.
I think a good DLC is one that balances out stuff like that. Like you get
Yeah,
some block courses and you get some like fan favorites, which this DLC pretty much did.
exactly. They can't
Okay,
all be fan favorites for
yeah,
better or worse.
that's kind of my reasoning on like Airship Fortress not being there, which we'll get to later. But like,
Yeah.
you know, Tokyo Lucky Cat Cup, or as Cat Cup as I just call for short, or Tokyo Blur. See, this one makes sense to start the cup. This one is the simplest course in the cup, so this one makes sense.
This is this is the worst course in the DLC.
Oh,
This is my
really?
least favorite. This is my least favorite track.
Oh,
It
dang!
breaks my heart because I
More
love
than Toad
Tokyo
Circuit.
as a city. Oh yeah, no. It's
Wow.
just
Well,
it's
to be fair,
forgettable. The layout is just so unmemorable.
it was Tor's second ever track, and actually, according to data mines, it was actually the first one they developed, even before New York Minute. They released New York Minute
And it
first,
makes
but they
sense.
developed Tokyo first.
For me, this track feels like I'm not in Tokyo. It's like, yeah, there's a couple of like things around. It feels like I'm just driving on a highway.
I've heard people say,
Like
and maybe they'll do this next time. That next time they bring it back, they should make it nighttime and have like lights everywhere.
that would be so cool.
Even if the
Modify
layout
the
is still
track to give
simple.
us some more Japan themed stuff. Like I don't know how to do that, but like it just
Thankfully,
doesn't
there's
feel
another
like I'm
cup.
in
There's
Japan.
another course in this cup that does have that sort of thing going. So we'll get there. But yeah,
Yes.
I honestly,
But what do you think?
they're not opposed to changing time of day because they've done it with some remakes before. So maybe next time it comes back, they can make it nighttime and bright lights. Put like a Moonview Highway on it. Even if the layout is simple, I think
That'd be
people would just
nice.
like that more.
Yeah,
Tokyo
it'd be a little
Blur,
bit of it'd
granted,
be a fix.
it is my second lowest track, but I only went down to C. So actually, I forgot to mention that I only went down to C because there's not a track I actually think is even D worthy. But I put it
That's fair.
in C.
I'm
I only have
I'm fine
two
leaving it in
tracks in
C.
C. I have two tracks
I
in
have a
C.
I have a feeling that's we're not tracks down there, so I feel very confident leaving it down there.
Oh, I can't wait till I get to my other C tier because I think it's going to be a really controversial one. But also Tokyo Blur, I forgot to mention, it literally is Tour Circuit Track because the Japanese name, aka the original name, is literally just Tokyo Circuit. I mean, Tour needed
Yeah.
a circuit track, I guess. So
Yeah,
this was meant
that
to be
makes
the.
sense.
Speaking of which, by the way, I love that they did incorporate the Toad Circuit theme into it and the music.
I didn't realize.
Yeah, it's like one part
No,
it
I
goes
had no idea.
do 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 do
Yeah.
do do do.
I
Oh,
think that just
also
shows how little I play on that track though.
Also, best lap is lap 3. Going on the little highway part is amazing because there's so many the walls, the shells bouncing everywhere.
Yeah.
Like that is like
And that's
the
the thing,
lap
that's the
that'll
best
mess you
part.
up.
But it
Yeah,
feels like I've been driving on a highway the entire track. This is just the only official one.
the lap that lap is literally the lap that can make or break the entire race for you. uh,
Honestly.
you can go from like first to like sixth in a matter of seconds.
Yeah.
Um, so C,
Yeah, that sounds good.
our first C tier. Who know? Maybe it'll be our only one. Who knows? Next up,
No.
our first. Well, I guess besides Toad Circuit, in the tour tracks, our first pre Mario Kart 7 track that has been remade and for the first time ever, DS from Ridge. And I say that because it actually was in this game before it came to tour. So first
Yep.
time it was actually remade.
This track is good. Like I didn't expect it
Yes.
to really leave a good impression on me when it first was announced because I did not have many good memories with it just because I don't love DS.
I barely played
Um,
DS, so I didn't even remember it. I was like, what? I knew what it
but
was,
no,
but
it feels really fun. I'll make this. I'm sure this will come up later. I prefer this one to Moonview Highway because
fair.
like they actually
I've seen that.
they handle the traffic better in this one.
I've
For
heard that, yeah.
so for that
That's a
reason,
common
I did
criticism.
put it very strongly in A.
Ooh, was that still pretty good?
Eh,
I see, I'm the opposite. I prefer Moonview, but I did put this in B just because like I don't know. There's other tracks I still prefer, but it is still good. Also, other than Coconut Mall, best remix in Wave One.
Oh yeah, for
Dude,
sure.
oh my gosh. I get chills every time I hear it and I barely remember it from DS. Like I don't even remember this track and I like every time I hear it I'm like, holy.
You have like nostalgia for it that you shouldn't even have.
Yeah, it's weird. That happened with DS Mario Circuit too. I'm not even gonna lie. Like I was like, what the heck? This music, man. It's
Yeah,
so yeah. B tier. Also, I think it was good to put this in here because you also show people, oh, we're not just bringing back other ones. We're bringing back ones you've never seen before.
yeah. I'm cool
And the
with B
cool
tier.
and the
I think A for a DS track is. I mean, there's another DS track I think is more fitting for A or above.
I I'll never forget the reactions people had though. At first, everyone was like, "Really? You're gonna bring back Shroom Ridge?" And then after the DLC release, someone's like, "Oh my god, this track is awesome!" I
Yeah. Well, I
was
mean,
like,
to be fair, Wave One wasn't really received well when it first came out. Like it really was
"Yeah,
Coconut Mall, Shroom Ridge, and
like
Choco Mountain, and like
Ninja
and
Hideaway
Ninja
too."
Hideaway. Yeah.
Those were like, I think that's why they threw like Ninja Hideaway in there too. They were like, I think Ninja Hideaway was like the, by the way, Tor has good tracks. They're like, by the
Yeah,
way, no,
exactly.
don't use Paris and Tokyo as an example of the whole game. Next up, which speaking of placements, I find it funny that this is actually after Shroom Ridge because personally I would have swapped them in terms of difficulty. But next up is GBA Sky
Yeah.
Garden, another controversial one. Oh boy.
That's the thing. It's like Sky Garden doesn't really do anything offensive outside of just really make the layout more basic.
I
But I don't
can't
know.
lie, it's a bit overhated. Like I think personally, I think I slightly prefer this layout more. I'm not even gonna lie. The way it is, for me, I forgot what video I was watching where someone said it, but they basically said, I don't care how much they change the layout, as long as the remake is like for GBA tracks, it's like
Yeah.
as long as the remake is really good, you can change the layout up all you want.
Like it does feel a bit more basic than the original one. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing.
It
That
might
being
be
said,
coming.
I still put it in C tier.
It's probably because it came out of Tor, so Tor probably had to simplify it for the way the game worked. I guarantee if the next one came back, they would do like a mix of this one and like the DS remake.
Yeah,
Elevate it, but then keep the layout. Also, the shortcuts are not gone, they're just redesigned. The first
that's
one
true.
is our leaves now, and then the second one, instead of cutting across the cloud, well, you cut across the clouds, but it's a donut cut now. They're still there, they
Yeah,
look different. Also,
that's
Shroom
true.
Ridge and Sky Garden, both very Mario Kart 8 style remakes. Um,
Yeah, very
wait, where'd
true.
you say? I said B, and you said A
I had it in C.
or C. Hmm.
It's one I'm fine that can live in B tier.
I
Like
feel like it, yeah.
I don't want to put it next to Tokyo Blur right now.
I think it. I was gonna say I like it better than Tokyo, so I think it
Oh, I
deserves to
like it
go a little
so much
higher.
better than
Yeah.
Tokyo. Yeah.
Another one where also the remix blew my mind. Oh, hello. We
We're
were just
almost
about to
done with
go
Lucky
into
Cap.
we were about to go in right into Ninja Hideaway. So far it's S in or no, nothing in double S. We have Coconut Mall in S. We have oh S A B C D. Mm-hmm.
Second
We're
wave. I
finishing up.
promise the
We're
second wave.
finishing up Lucky Cat. Lucky Cat. Yeah. So Paris is in A. Toad is in B. I think we put in B. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Choco Mountain is in B. Wait, actually, Devin, should we put it? I would say above Toad Circuit for Choco.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
above Toad Circuit and B. And then what track is it? Oh, Coconut Mall's S, because of course. And then we have Tokyo Blur in C. Shroom Ridge in. Do we put that in B?
Did we put it in B? I think we put it in B.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, because you said you want to put an A, but there's another one that deserves it more. Yeah, and then Sky Garden is
Yeah.
also B. Where would Sky Garden go? Would you put it below Toad Circuit, above, or between both, or above both Toad and Choco?
I would put it above Toad, below Choco.
Yeah, I was thinking that. Yeah, middle, in between, and then we're about to do Ninja Hideaway. So. Mm-hmm. I recapped
Yeah, we
after.
have.
Trying to remember. I should. No, I mean when I was recapping, I had to remember. I was like, we had a Coconut Mall in S. Yeah, now that you're here. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways,
You're good.
And he's gone.
all right. Next up, for Ninja Hideaway, even though the game likes to falsely trick us into thinking it's not, but I'm gonna refer to them as Tor Ninja Hideaway anyway because it was made for and from Tor.
Yeah.
The big surprise of Wave 1, as I say.
I feel like I know
Oh,
it's hmm,
okay.
okay. It's
Yeah, the
fun.
Paper Marios.
Yes. Yes.
Okay,
So
Ninja Hideaway.
I'm gonna be controversial on this one.
Oh boy.
I don't I, I this track is fine. Like it doesn't leave much of an impression on me. Like it's a very well designed track. I'm not gonna like throw this in C or anything, so don't act like I'm gonna hate on it.
What worst track in the game?
But like this track, I see pop up at like didn't Shea Frillis put this at number one on his like top like every single track
Pretty
in Mario Kart
close.
8ers? Like I think he was like really close, if not the number one. I'm like be in my top third, like top 50 in the game. But that being
That's
said,
fair.
I did throw it in B. Like the track is fine. It's very pretty. The layout's very different, very
It
unique.
it doesn't feel like it belongs in wave one, which is a funny thing about it. Like I feel
Yeah.
this, and I'm like, this should be like a wave 5 or 6 track with how difficult it is. like
Honestly though, yeah.
like
I
I would
think
have
Sky
thought
High should have
expected.
been wave one.
I was about to say, I was like, I feel like they would have at least put Sky High Sunday there because it's simpler. But also, I think it's because it would have been in 8 Deluxe like 5 whole months before it was in tour. So I think they put it in wave 2 so
Yeah,
it lines up a little closer. But yeah, no,
exactly.
it is kind of funny though. I would have at least expected Sky High Sunday here, but
I just assume it
yeah,
wasn't
no,
ready yet.
I have it in A, right above Coconut Mall, actually, funnily enough, because I love this track still. It used to be my like favorite original course and tour until they started like going crazy with some of the later ones. So it's like pushed down, but I love this
And
track. I love the Shy Guys and how they disappear and there's like a banana for you to hit in the road and the
I'm
multiple paths, by the way. That is like one of the coolest things ever. I
I'm
love that.
fine putting it in A, but I'd personally put it below Paris, but I get it's better than Paris.
Hmm.
Like I'm not gonna be too picky wherever we decide to put it.
my my heart wants to put it above, but I mean, I guess yeah, okay, we'll put it above.
Okay.
Just for the fact that it was also like the track that kind of made people be like, wait, this is a tour track.
Yeah,
It made people
exactly.
question
Wait, the
their all
mobile
their
game can put out
ideas.
good tracks.
I know. Also, funny story about this. I'll keep it brief. I remember like not even that long before Canada Tour, like maybe a year before, I said, "Man, I'd really love a Ninja Dojo course to be in Mario Kart one day." And then like only a few months later, here comes Tour revealing
There
Ninja
you
Hideaway. I
go.
was like, "Thank you, Nintendo. They heard me." I was like, "Well," and it's one of the best tracks, one of my favorite tracks in the game. So I was happy.
Yeah,
All
A
right.
lot of
there
people
you
say
go.
missed opportunity though to call it Ninja Hideaway and have the Shy Guys be ninjas, but who knows?
That'd be
Maybe in the future. Maybe they
All
can
right.
change the Shy Guys to ninjas.
Just a
All
recap.
right, Coconut Mall. In S tier is Coconut Mall.
S tier is Coconut Mall. A tier Ninja Hideaway, Paris Promenade. B tier Choco Mountain, Sky Garden, Toad Circuit, Shroom Ridge, and C Tokyo Blur.
Yep.
Yep.
Next up, the Super Mario Brothers 2 Cup. I mean Turnip Cup.
I
um.
had a feeling you were gonna make that joke.
Also, I remember because people are predicting Shy Guy Bazaar being in that cup because it's based on Mario 2.
It should have been.
That would have been like the perfect cup to put it, especially because it was supposed to be in the original Mario Kart 8.
Yeah.
Anyways, Turnip Cup starting with Pauline's home course, even though it was added before she was actually in Mario Kart 8. Tour New York Minute, the first track added to Tour. I
Boring.
oh come on. I mean, it's better than
It's
Tokyo Blur.
no 100%. It absolutely is better than Tokyo Blur, but that doesn't take much.
Well,
I
every track. Wait, duh, every track is better than Tokyo Blur. It's your bottom one. Never mind.
exactly. um, no, it's fine. Hold on.
Oh, yeah. That's kind of why I started facing. It's kind of why I changed to face this way because my doorway's over there. So now it's like no one can. Well, even where I was, it could, but people could look over and like. So now it's kind of it's better. Oop. Oh yeah, I do remember the
Okay.
days of YouTubers having doors behind their face cams.
Jade,
Okay, so
remember
what were
your
you
like
saying?
sister would pop in? Your sister would pop in like call me Ed Sheeran or something like that.
Oh, the only the only
Yeah.
one that can appear in in the video is my cat. She's the only
Special
one.
guest. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm hoping we move into a new place. Our office is a little bit more spacious because obviously I'm not in here very much. It's mostly my partner, so he got no, not yet. Well, she sold it, so she's still living with us at the apartment right now. We're still in the weeds with all the paperwork and stuff, trying to buy a house. So we're still in the 2-bedroom apartment with not space. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
At this point in time, yeah, no. But Tokyo
Anyways,
Blur,
New York
it's
Minute.
fine.
New York Minute now.
I see. My thing is, I feel bad because it's not a C tier. I'm gonna put it in B tier.
Low B, I'm assuming, kind of low B-ish.
I'd probably say,
Say low B. You
yeah,
know,
very
funnily
low. I
enough,
don't.
I as much as I adore this track, I also put it in low B. A lot of them are like they're there not only because of more simplicity, but they have just so many other great tracks. Like you'll
Like,
see this with Paris, Tokyo, New York, London. They're very bare bones because they were the first 4 tracks. It's like every Mario Kart game. The Mushroom Cup always kind of has like more
yeah,
of the simple tracks, and then it gets more like all the other tour tracks cities got better after
for me, it's
London.
like whenever New York pops up in the rotation, I'll pick it. Like I enjoy playing through. It's also I feel like they could have done more at a very early tour track, so
Yeah,
I don't expect it to be really complex.
it's like saying SNES Mario Circuit 1 should have done a lot more.
What do you
uh,
mean Luigi's circuit wasn't super in depth?
depends on which one you're talking about. Because there's like 3 of them. One of them wasn't Mushroom Cup.
To be fair, of them are super. Besides Luigi's Mansion, which
Yeah.
isn't a circuit, but yeah.
Actually, that's Luigi's only non-circuit track. Wow, that's
And it couldn't even get into the booster course pass.
rip. We got
Yeah.
a replacement track instead. Yeah, I would say low B for New York Minute. We're kind of in agreement there. The only thing that
Yeah.
felt weird was that it was in the game before Pauline, but I'm glad she's back with her track now. Now that the
Agreed.
DLC is over, and I like the way they kind of mixed real life New York, kind of, and then inspired it with New Donk City a little bit. It's not a full
Yeah.
New Donk City track, but it's got the elements of it, and even the remix sounds like the Odyssey band, and it makes me wonder if they actually had like the Odyssey band players who did that actually make that remix because it sounds a lot
Of
like
the
it came
things
from
I would do for an actual New Donk City track.
next game. I'm like 100%, like it's gotta happen. They could
That'd be
even
so cool.
they could even pull the whole tour thing with changing routes. They can have you change routes in New Donk City and go around it. Like it'd be perfect.
Yeah,
Each
I agree.
each each lap you go somewhere else. Oh boy, here comes another controversial one. SNES Mario Circuit 3. I want you to start because I'm very curious.
Are you
about where you
scared?
have this. Please, please.
Well, this is another one of those tracks that makes me feel nothing.
Like Toad
I
Circuit.
I I don't care for it. Like
Ow, my heart.
it's it's very basic. Like I love the retro aesthetic they've got going on, but
Thank you. Actually, thank you for saying that because most people hate how it looks, and I like that they kept it retro looking.
I
I
appreciate it. Like I don't want
We
every
don't have
single
many tracks that
I
look
don't
like that
it's kind of like with Smash Ultimate with the Smash 64 tracks looking like N64, not tracks but stages,
or
looking
stages.
like
Yeah, or
yeah.
they even have
I
ones
want
added in later
I want
games
that retro.
like the Mute City Stage from 3DS is like just straight up
Yeah.
SNES. Like, yeah,
Sometimes I want that vibe. I just wish a better track was surrounding it. It's not a bad track. It's just kind of a well, I'm
this.
not really wanting to pick it, but it got picked, so I guess I'm gonna play it.
Although I think everyone knew before Wave 2 release that an SNES Mario Circuit was inevitable though. So like we
Yeah.
were definitely gonna get one. I think people are also mad because they didn't choose one or two. People were like, at least
I
one. I heard
I
two
think
things. I was like, at least one is the most simple, but it was the first track ever, so it makes sense. And two is like unique because of the 7 remake. But
and I prefer twos. I was hoping for one, so I won't lie, I did get the one I didn't want.
I do think they were trying to keep a trend going of 3 with SNES because you got Donut Plains 3, and then later on we got Bowser's Castle 3. I think they were trying to go for something there. I
So once
personally have it.
I'm gonna
Oh,
place
sorry.
it at C. No, you're good. I'm gonna place it at C tier just to throw that out there.
Okay. I Oh boy, well this is gonna be hard because I have it in A. I love this track. Every time I play it, it's so fun. The retro aesthetic helps, but like I love the amount of turns. The best part is the freaking U-turn because you gotta like really
Yeah,
time your
it's a
drift
hard turn
right
to
to do
make,
that.
right? Yeah, exactly.
I think they picked Mario Circuit 3 because it was the hardest one of the ones that were in tour, and maybe they were afraid that they didn't want to have another simple track because of like how people reacted with Toad Circuit. So I don't
Yeah,
know. And also, it was the one
it'll
in Wii, which was the most popular game before Mario Kart 8. So,
but it'll go in B. I think it should go above Toad Circuit just based on my
oh
rankings,
yeah.
and obviously it's higher than that on yours.
Well, that's
So
usually what we do. Yeah, it's like A. If I have it in A, you have it in C. We just middle ground it. So yeah, B.
yeah, but if
Where
throw
would
it
it go
somewhere
in
in B,
B? Like we have Choco, we have Broom, and we have Toad. I think.
above
I
Toad.
think that's all we have. So
I'd put it
below the
above
other
Toad
two.
personally. Yeah,
Oh yeah, we also have New York Minute in there too. Oh yeah.
put it between Shroom and New York is my vote.
Okay.
Unless you really want to go to bat for New York that much.
I have it higher than New York, so yeah, I like it
Then
more
there you
as a
go.
track.
There you go.
Also, this track online is like one of the most competitive tracks. This track online is insane, dude. Because there's so many open shortcuts too. Oh my gosh.
I haven't
Like,
Mario Kart in like 4 months, so I feel bad because I am not in the loop.
oh yeah. So like yeah, this track online I would just say is like insane. Also the remix being mostly the same I think is fine because it fits how the track looks. Also this wave released what? Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's
He
like
he he
I look at the calendar. I look at the calendar. I'm like, oh, it's been 6 months since the last wave. And I'm like, oh, well, that was fun
that
while it
is
lasted.
that's
I'm
crazy.
kind of burnt out.
Not me. Wow.
I'll go back to it on occasion, but it's like it's not
See,
something. It's like how I don't choose to go back to it. I'll just have an itch to play a round or two once I'm gone again.
what happened with you guys is what happened with me with Smash Ultimate. Weirdly enough, I like, especially when the Mario Kart DLC got revealed, I like didn't play it as much. I went back for those Spirit events they did, but like it was like,
Yeah,
although I miss
yeah.
playing it, I want to actually try to pick it up more again because I want to like
The
destroy
thing
people
is,
as Steve.
I've been playing 8 for in a couple weeks 10 years now. I need something else. I am so
Oh
ready for that
God, it
next
is about to be 10
installment.
years old, isn't it? Oh shoot,
Yeah,
I was
I was in
I
middle
was
school.
I was almost 12 when the original game came out. I was 11 going on 12. Oh my god. And now I'm freaking
I was 14.
and now I'm nearing 22. Oh lord.
I turned 25 this year. I don't want to hear it.
Oh yeah, our birthdays are literally like 2 days apart. Oh
Jeez.
my gosh. Well, all right. Yeah, so Mario Circuit 3 we'll just do B between Shroom Ridge and I have it above Shroom Ridge, but I feel like it's good to have some balance, and so we'll
Yeah.
put it. I could see an argument for it being below Shroom Ridge. So
Yeah.
next up, probably the one that surprised everyone the most in Wave 2, N64 Calamari Desert, our second and last
Some good
N64
shit right
track.
there.
Oh, dude. I knew that they were gonna add it only because of the fact that Tor had Calamari Desert 2, and I was like, it'd be a missed opportunity for them to not bring it Calamari Desert into the past and combine the two versions together from Tor and just make it
Yep.
like the ultimate version.
Yeah. Easy A tier.
Yeah, I agree. I have it right in the middle of A. It's just going on the they made everyone's childhood dream come true, being able to actually drive on the tracks. Except this time it actually is part of it, and you have to go. Oh, what else is in A? Oh yeah, Coconut Mall and
Paris?
Paris. I
No,
think yeah.
Coconut's in S tier.
Oh wait, yeah, Paris above or below? I have it just slightly above Paris.
Let's
I
go
have it
above.
just yeah. Oh, Ninja Hideaway's an A too. I forgot about that. Below below Ninja, above Paris. I would say
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Ninja's definitely better in my opinion. Oh boy, here we go. The Wave 2 equivalent of Coconut Mall, DS Waluigi Pinball.
I love the aesthetic of this track. I love the concept.
It's so bright.
It's
I love
great
it.
to play. The music is nice. It's fantastic. It's still an A tier for me.
I have it an S. I love this track.
Top tier A tier.
I have it an S. It's actually my first one in just regular S tier. So
If I was to
I
put
almost
it
put
in
it double S, but
if I was to put it in S tier, I want it below Coconut Mall.
that
I will fight
you
for
know
that.
what? I can. That's another one of those things. They're both fan favorites, and I see both. Why Coconut Mall is better
Mhm.
than Waluigi Pinball or both. So I can understand because Coconut Mall is
Yes.
just.
I am A-okay putting that in S tier, but
At
I
first I
want
was-
Coconut Mall on top right now.
At first, I was gonna say it. Coconut Mall is a meme, but so is Waluigi Pinball. So
Mhm.
also, I hate when people say this track sucks because it doesn't have shortcuts. Because I'm like, not every track needs a shortcut. Like, if it's fun to play and it looks aesthetically pleasing, who
That
cares?
sounds like a skill issue.
I mean, I get especially like the competitive players. Like they always hate on it because it's no shortcuts. But it's like that's what makes it fun. You can't just catch up by taking
Exactly.
shortcuts. You got to earn it. You got to use your
Exactly.
items.
All
Also,
right.
I know the music is the same as DS Wario Stadium, but it still fits in my opinion.
Still good.
It's not out of place. Like it has synth in there, so it's
Exactly.
not out of place at all. And they were gonna use it anyway. They shared the same music in DS.
Yeah.
All right, recap time.
Alrighty. S tier, Coconut Mall, Waluigi Pinball. A tier, Ninja Hideaway, Calamari Deserts, Paris Promenade. B tier, Choco Mountain, Sky Garden, Toad Circuit, Skrillex, Shroom Ridge, Mario Circuit 3, New York Minute, and C tier, Tokyo Blur.
Do we wanna keep Toad Circuit in the middle of B? Because below it are Shroom Ridge, Mario Circuit 3, and Sky Garden, I think. Or
I personally would put Toad Circuit at the very bottom of all those tracks.
or no, it was New York Minute and Shroom Ridge and Mario Circuit 3 that were below it.
I
We
personally
can
would put.
yeah,
I'd
let's
put it at the
move
very
let's move
bottom.
Toad Circuit down. Let's move Toad Circuit down in B. That's fair. Because honestly, I agree. New York Minute and Mario Circuit Mario Circuit 3 is the better like circuit track there too. So
It
yeah,
was like my fourth least favorite in the entire pass. I'm not gonna be that guy that
just
doesn't think it should be
go to-
lower.
go to B tier and just move Toad Circuit below all the rest. That's all we're changing in there.
Chef's
Okay,
kiss.
quick recap of B, Choco Mountain, Sky Garden, Shroom Ridge, Mario Circuit 3, New York Minute, Toad Circuit.
That sounds good. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Maybe something else will go below Toad Circuit, but for now, not yet. Next up, the new Super Mario Brothers Wii Cup, aka the Propeller Cup. I like all the different games they represented with these cups. It's nice. Next up, we got. I love that meme. First course, which is probably I would say the first actually well liked city track in the DLC, maybe other than Paris Promenade, Tour Sydney Sprint. Still a banger.
Where did I put that one? Oh, okay. I really enjoy this one. It's varied. It's very well designed. I think each lap has a very unique theming and it's fun. I'd either put it very high B or very low A.
Ooh, I have it.
I'm gonna
I
leave
have it
that
an
up to you.
S. I have it an S personally.
Really?
I still love this track. I know, like you look at especially the Wave 4 Plus city tracks, and it's like, wow, it's so basic. But also keep in mind before Wave 4, it was like the top of the 6 city tracks. Like, and I still feel it that way. I've seen other people still put it like pretty high too, just because it's like also the music helps. Oh my god, that remix. Dude,
I admire.
they gave
Oh,
one
go
of
ahead.
the musicians a saxophone and just said, "Go off, King." Like they straight up just said, "Go do your thing with this." Like, oh my god.
I admire what this track does. I cannot put it in S tier.
Can't. Great meme
Yeah.
usage. Can you do A tier?
Oh, I can do very high A tier if you
I
really
feel
want
like
to.
at the very
I'm
least
willing to negotiate this.
it deserves A for being like the first city track that really wowed people and being like,
Mhm.
okay, so the cities don't suck.
Yeah, no, I think it's a great city track, but I also do think there's a couple that are better than it.
That's fair,
And if we're
especially
gonna put any on, if we're gonna put any in S, I want to put a couple of those up there.
yeah, no, that's especially again the Wave 4 plus cities. Like that's where they really get good.
Exactly.
And they did that on purpose. They wanted to start with the more simplistic ones and make them more interesting as they went on.
Yeah.
Also, I like that Sydney Sprint lap 2 is the longest lap. Like you would think lap 3 would be, but I like that idea that the first and last lap aren't the longest. Like having
Exactly.
the second lap be the longest is like perfect because it's like if you're gonna catch up, this is your time.
Mhm.
And like in the first and last lap are the same, but the third lap's just the first one backwards. Like that's so cool.
Yeah.
That was like, was this the first one that had us go back? Well, second one they had us go on backwards besides Paris, but
Yeah. Where are we putting this one in A?
so we have Coconut Mall, definitely above Paris. No, Coconut. I keep saying Coconut Mall. Ninja. I would put it above all of those personally.
Really?
I mean, it's
down.
the other three I all have an A on my tier list, and I find Sydney Sprint the best one of all those. Like,
Put that above Ninja Hideaway.
and I know music isn't really part of this, but for me, the music helps with the track. Like, if the music is also a banger, I'm gonna enjoy the track a lot more. Every time I play
Sweet,
this,
I'm down.
I get so pumped up. I'm just like, let's go. I'm ready to race.
Yep.
Yeah, top of A. The only downside, they should have made this track upside down. Disappointed. Australia jokes.
Terrible joke. Terrible joke.
Okay, next up, another surprise remake, GBA Snowland.
Good. It's fun.
I'm
It's
not
not the
prepared for
best, but it's
this.
fun.
I
Oh,
actually have
don't.
this bottom of C. It's my lowest track. Like I said, I didn't go down to D because none of these tracks are bad, but
This is
I
your
don't know.
lowest track?
I don't know what it is. I'm not even gonna lie to you either. When I'm trying to remember the tracks in the DLC, it's always the one that for some reason my brain skips over. Like even if I'm going in order, I'll literally go Sydney Sprint, Mushroom Gorge, Sky High Sunday, and completely like it's not even that it's forgettable. It's just compared to I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Okay,
I'm not
I'm sorry that I didn't want to participate, but you're objectively incorrect when you say that Mario Circuit 3 is even a contender when they cooked with all of the Game Boy tracks. I will be quiet
Well,
now, but
not
Hey,
all of them. There's one that's
most
I'm
of
like
them.
that.
I'm not saying they didn't cook with this track. I'll give them credit. Like this track is freaking insane. It's just I don't know. It's like the one track. You know what? Heck, I'll even move it one spot above Tokyo Blur. There. There. Now it's not quite the worst track in the game.
No. Okay, thank you, but it's not going that low.
I
We gotta find a
I don't
spot in
know.
B for it.
I literally can't even explain why it's there. There's just something every time I play it, it's like I don't know.
I
I don't
also
really
love
feel
how this
anything.
tier list is made by Sans Convertible. It's made by a guy named Sans Convertible. I just wanted to point that out. I just
Oh,
saw it.
that's gonna be the next Mario Kart cart. We're gonna add a
Sans
Sans
Convertible.
convertible as a cart. Let's get
Okay, but where are we putting
I
this in B?
bottom. No,
No,
actually, it
it
can
can
go
go
definitely
lower.
above Toad at least. I guess like
I'm gonna need to go a little bit higher than that.
what's directly above Toad? Isn't it New York Minute? I think it is. Um,
If
yeah,
you
New
were
York.
willing to put it above New York Minute, I will stop whining.
Fine.
I can live with that.
I literally I feel bad that I don't like it as much as others, but I just can't explain why it's there. Like there's just something
You were
you're
the
making me
type
want
to
to like
you were the type to throw off the penguins in Mario
you're
64. I just know it.
I no I felt bad doing that. I'm a
Hmm.
pacifist.
You get on your Switch right now, you turn on Snowland, and you look those penguins in the eye and tell them what you're trying to do.
Fine. You know what? On my own tier list, I literally moved it up to B, low B, but B nonetheless. Now Tokyo Blur's my only C. There,
You
you
know
have
what they
me.
tell you?
Yes.
Do you yield?
To be fair, I'll be honest with you. Little bit of a spoiler. I don't have any GBA tracks above B.
That's fair.
I like they're great, but they're all like now if we had gotten GBA Bowser's Castle 4, instant double S.
I've got one more GBA track above B.
They're great, but like the other ones are just so much better, so I don't have any above B. Like literally my entire B tier is just mostly GBA tracks now. Now that I moved Snowland there. I don't know. Maybe I need to play it more because maybe I need to play it more, but it's always like the one I find myself skipping over like a lot of time online. I don't know. There's just I'd rather it's nothing personal against it. The remake is great. I'll say that, and the music is amazing. Next up, we we kind of figured this would be in this cup because it fits because it's a mushroom. We Mushroom Gorge.
I'm gonna let you have the floor because I'm gonna be silently judging every word you say.
I have it. Where is it in the tier? Middle of A. Middle of A tier.
Thank you.
It's
I
still.
honestly was kind of no. Let him cook.
Did you think
Let him
I was?
cook.
Did you think I was gonna put it lower or something like in B or C?
I have it in S tier.
Oh, okay. That's fair.
Yeah, no,
Where did you
I can live
did
with
you
it.
think I was?
I
Did you think I
didn't
was
know
gonna
if you
put it
were
in like
like,
B?
it's gonna be like, it's low B tier because it's so basic.
It's like middle of A. It's good. It's
I can
great.
live with that.
And
I can live with
it's
that. Absolutely not.
it's not quite, but it's good. So A or S.
Let's
Well,
do
we know it's
A.
below Coconut Mall at least. Yeah, I was like it's at least below
Let's
Coconut
put
Mall.
it
Coconut Mall so
let's
to
put
be.
it somewhere in high A because it's like it's a great track, don't get me wrong. When the other
But
two tracks on that is Coconut Mall and Waluigi Pinball, I have a bit of an issue.
so where in A though? What should it go? Because we have Paris, we have Ninja Hideaway. In that
I'm gonna
order,
leave this
Sydney Ninja.
I'm gonna yeah, Sydney, Ninja, Calamari, Paris. I'm gonna give it up to you. I would put it above Ninja, but I can also see a case for it being
Below,
right below Ninja.
below Ninja, above Calamari, because on my tier list, all 3 of those tracks are in A, and on my tier list, Calamari Desert's the lowest of those, and Ninja Hideaway's upper A. So
I can
right
live with
between
that.
Ninja and Calamari. Again, that's
hate
another
both
one
of
where
you.
I
Why do you hate both of us? Do you not like that track? Do you not like fun?
I said it was double S.
Oh, I'm sorry, I
Also-
wasn't listening. I thought you hated it.
No, I was like the
Also-
exact opposite.
Hylian gap cut.
Ah,
The fact that they brought that back, they had no reason to
Mhm.
do that, and they did it anyway. And they also added those 2 mushrooms back right at the start on the
Yes.
left,
the little
which weren't in
shortcut, yeah.
Tor, which weren't in 7 or Tor. Like that's the first time those went back since Wii. Like they had
care.
no obligation
care.
to do that, but like they did it anyway. They put in the extra work to make those work. People- Oh, okay. Yeah, pardon the interruption, everyone.
Thanks for dropping by.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's funny because people always say if this track was in base 8, like he would have picked you up halfway through the gap cut.
yeah.
The
Okay,
DLC they went all
let's-
out though.
Let's go on to the last track so I can get really angry.
Oh no!
This
All right,
track.
next up, Tour Sky High Sunday.
This
Oh,
track
boy.
had so much potential with its theming. When it got leaked on the banner leak, I was so excited. And then I get one turn, a second turn, F tier. This is right
Hey, there's
above Tokyo Blur
D.
for me.
D, because
Yeah,
we only go down
yeah.
to D for this one.
I know. But yeah, no,
Ow!
this is
Oh,
I
that
hate
hurts.
This is the
Oh.
worst thing that Tour has produced.
Worth. Wait, so you actually genuinely hate this more than Tokyo Blur? Like you'd rather play Tokyo Blur over
No.
this?
This is right above Tokyo Blur.
Oh, so
I
you'd
had
rather
Tokyo and F
play
as
it
well.
right above?
Yeah,
Ow,
no,
that hurts.
these are the bottom
Ow.
2. I hate this track. I viciously
Ooh.
like Tokyo. I know is the worst track. I hate this track. I don't hate Mario Kart tracks. I hate this track.
Oh,
That's
that
it.
hurts.
That's all I have to say.
Well, here's where the whole thing of me saying I'm going to be biased toward the tour tracks comes in.
Oh yeah, I knew it
And
was coming.
see, I think I almost have an advantage in a way because I've played both the original and 8 Deluxe versions, so I know what both are like. Uh, I have this in A, one spot above Paris, but right below Calamari. I always enjoy this track every time I play it. It's so good. The music also like one of the best tour songs.
The music is good. I will give you
Under-
that.
Under Berlin Byways, it's actually my second favorite song in tour. Under Berlin Byways, it's a banger song.
But when we have Sweet Sweet Canyon in the same game, doing the
Bro,
same purpose,
In the
this
base
one
game,
tries to walk in and be nothing but mediocre.
in the base game of in the 8 Deluxe base game ranking, I put Sweet Sweet Canyon in B, and I have this one in A. So I like the.
And I'm scared for you right now because I do not
Personally,
see it.
I like the jumping. I like all the ramps. I like especially if you get hit in the middle of a ramp, you just fall and you gotta catch up. And if you're in 200, there's that one shortcut on the last turn. If you hold back on the gravity, you can go all the way to the ice blocks and skip the turn.
I'm gonna say
It
it's
is-
somehow even better in Tour because you do more things in Tour.
Yeah.
I mean,
but
it
also
was made
it's
for the
believe that.
comboing.
it's
It
a
was made for comboing.
it's a glorified loop, and even Sweet Sweet Canyon is a little bit more contextual because it's grounded within the world. This
Now-
is just a floating refrigerator in space. Okay, this fits better as a Mario Galaxy level than a Mario Kart
This feels
track.
like something that should be in Crash Team Racing.
Which they had a candy themed one in there.
And I'm sure it was better.
But well, I will say this. I can understand that viewpoint because I definitely heard that like it was definitely for tour, but it's only here because they wanted to add every tour track. So it's like I get
And
that.
they still didn't. It should have been Pipeline, not this one. I just know
I mean,
Pipeline came much later.
I will say that. I mean, if I had to replace one, I think I would get rid of this one or Merry Mountain.
and you're
one of
saying
those two,
that,
but
and it's still an A tier?
Because I find the track, I like the track. It's fun. I find it fun every time I play it. It's a fun time.
It makes me sad.
But I'll tell you what,
Agreed.
because
Agreed.
but I'll tell you what, because I can understand the viewpoint, I'll let you dictate the placement. As long as it's not D. It has to be
So
at least C.
I'm allowed. Okay. I'm gonna put it above Tokyo Blur and C.
Fair.
We can debate that later if needed.
Although, you know what? If we need a D tier later on, we can move one of those down.
It'll be Tokyo if we have to.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's an unpopular opinion, but I like this track.
I wish I could. I had so much
Now,
hope for it, and it just let me
Granted,
down.
I would tell you if this was the tour version, or if we were ranking the tour tracks, I'd put this in A tier, slightly higher. Because I will say that I prefer the tour version a bit more. I will give you that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I thought you were getting a little
Oopsie.
frisky in there. I'm not gonna lie to you.
YouTuber soundboards be like. All right, so that's the end of that cup. Recap.
So
Recap time.
S tier, Coconut Mall, Waluigi Pinball. A tier, Sydney Sprint, Ninja Hideaway, Mushroom George, Calamari Desert, Paris Promenade. B tier, Choco Mountain, Sky Garden, Shroom Ridge, Mario Circuit 3, Snowland, New York Minute, Toad Circuit, Sky High. Oh, sorry. C tier, Sky High Sunday, Tokyo Blur. I apologize.
Honestly, I guess I should mention aesthetics is a big part of it, and I just like the aesthetics of the track because, or as everyone says, it looks like a Fall Guys level.
So I'm not gonna lie. Is it normal
Uh,
for you guys to go? We're only a third of the way through the cups, and we're already
Dude,
over an hour
you
in.
should have seen the base game one. It took literally 3 hours. And yes, around
This
this
is
time of the
why
base
we
game, we
split
were
it.
about this.
This
We're
is
gonna
why
be
we
dozing.
split it.
I'm gonna be
I'll try
sleeping
to.
in wave 5.
Okay, you guys might need to go a little bit
Try this.
faster because you do remember there
Yeah.
were 5 people on, or 4 people
Yeah.
on that one.
I'll
So just there's now only
try
3
to-
people, or there's actually
try
only
to
2
speed it up.
people. So I would say we should be about halfway at this point. So I don't know where we can make up time, but
let's try to at least get through wave 3 so we can actually be halfway through. All right, next up, the Super Mario Galaxy Cup, the Rock Cup. I appreciated when I saw that cup. For London Loop, we're going to Britain now. On Tuesday. It's Tuesday.
Contrary to recency bias of me hating a certain ex of Taylor Swift who just so happens to be British, I put this one in C tier.
Don't let.
I will not be
Taylor Swift's-
elaborating.
Don't
I will
let,
not be elaborating.
don't let her exes determine your placement of the track. That's not fair to London Loop. It's not the track's fault
It's
they come
not.
from there.
It's
That's like putting Berlin Byways in F because Hitler was there at one point. And
how would we get here? But no, in all seriousness, I had to make that joke, but in all seriousness, it's fine. I really do like the third lap. I like that you kind of go on the water.
Yeah.
Like, it's nothing wrong with the track. It's very forgettable.
It's actually
Like-
I think it's the longest city track in the game, and it's one of the longest tracks in the whole entire of 8 Deluxe, which is insane. Which I do like. I do like the length. I'll give it that. That's part of the reason
It's
I like
not
it.
offensive. Like, I would put it somewhere in B. It's not my favorite. It's not my least favorite. It's just
I
kind of
agree.
there.
I have it in B too. It's actually. I was going back and forth. I have it right below Toad Circuit, but I could also put it right above. Like it's kind of depends on the day, I guess. So B, we're in agreement there. Where would it go in B? Like we need put it better than New York? Would you put it above New York?
No.
Below New York? You'd rather play New York Minute?
I would rather play New York Minute.
Okay. It's not far off from New York Minute on mine, so I guess
I'd
it's
put
only a
it right
couple
below
places
New
up.
York for right now. I'm not super
Right.
picky on its placement.
Okay. Next up, the track that's probably why we didn't get DS Luigi's Mansion, GBA Boo Lake. Yeah. Actually, hold up. I completely misread my tier list. I have one GBA track that's above B in A tier, and it's this one. Bootleg is my favorite GBA track in the game. It's so good.
It's not a bad track. I just like the penguins. This track doesn't have penguins.
But it's got booze, and I like the booze.
Don't drink and
Not.
drive.
I knew you were gonna make that. I was literally thinking that in my head. It's got the ghosts. It's got the ghosty boys.
Yeah, this track is, the vibes are fun. Going underwater and going back up is fun.
They actually made it a lake. It's not Boo Void anymore.
Yeah, they actually gave us what we asked for. I'd put it in lower B just because it's like it doesn't really do a lot, you know. I feel like
of A, so we want to put like high E in between us.
I could do high B. I'm not against that.
Above Sky Garden.
I'd put it above Sky Garden.
Yeah. Wait, you said above?
Yeah, let's do above Sky Garden.
Yeah. On this remake came to tour and it was slanted. I was like, it's gonna be anti-gravity. I was like, there's no way they aren't gonna bring that back and make it anti-gravity.
Yeah.
Next up, this is one, no joke. I originally thought way back when was gonna be in the original Mario Kart 8. 3DS Rock Mountain. Above Sky Garden.
Yep.
Like I guess just right above it. We can always move it later if we need to. So yeah, 3DS Rock Mountain or Alpine Pass for the Europeans out there.
See, it felt like this track belonged to the DLC just because it's the Rock Cup, so I understood it.
Yeah.
This track
people were pretty much predicting it when the Rock Cup was there. Like people were like, yeah, no, we're getting Rock Mountain.
For me, I do really like this track. It's a fun track. This is the second 3DS track in the past so far that I'm just like, I feel like you chose wrong. You're representing 7 so poorly right now. So I'm like, where's Wario Shipyard? Where's Shy Guy Bazaar? Where's 3DS Mario Circuit? I don't know.
Thankfully, this same wave at the same time fixed that problem too.
Yes,
in the same
absolutely
wave.
It did.
The same wave is the same wave. They kind of made up for it. I have this in upper B, kind of upper middle B, just above Toad Circuit. Like one spot right above.
Yeah, I can live with that actually.
It's one of my favorites. It's one of my favorite tracks in 7 too. I know people say the gliding doesn't feel as good as 7, which I get, but I still find it fun, especially if you get hit while gliding because you're gonna fall all the way down.
It's a fine track.
Yeah, so high B.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, I
thought we put it above.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Above where? Like, would you say above? Would you say better than Choco Mountain, or would you put it below the other mountain track that we've had so far?
I think I'd put it above it, just barely.
I agree. I have it above Choco as well.
That was a surprisingly hard decision.
Also, I love that the final ramp up the hill is anti-gravity now. Mm-hmm. I like that.
As it should be.
Like it's so slanted though. Like it definitely. Yeah. Next up, the track that we were supposed to be waiting like a whole year for, but they ended up surprising us and moved things around from the original leaks. Wii Maple Treeway. Probably, maybe the one track that might be more popular than Coconut Mall, depending on your view.
I don't think it is more popular, but it's definitely very, very close.
This and Coconut Mall are like, I think, the 2 most popular Wii tracks.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah, and like, no doubt.
I do have it in S tier.
Same. I have it above Coconut Mall. It beat Coconut Mall for me because if I had to choose between this or the other, then yeah.
I don't want to put it above Coconut Mall. I don't want to do that.
But also, we need a double S tier.
That's coming up later this wave, I think.
That okay, fair.
Um,
But okay,
I'm
so
going.
if we were to put an S though, would you put it above Waluigi or
Oh, I
below
put it above
Waluigi?
Waluigi. Absolutely.
I'm I'm willing
I just
I'm
don't want
willing
to not
to
coconut.
I'm willing to accept that. We can do um yeah.
I'm admitting defeat in the next cup, and Coconut Mall is losing its crown. I know that for a fact. So let me have it for a little while longer.
Yeah, the next cup is honestly like I would say one of the best cups of like the first half.
No,
Recap
no doubt,
time.
absolutely.
Recap time. That's the end of that cup. Also, I'm just saying I almost wish they kept it an Acorn Cup because Acorn Maple Tree Way, but whatever.
Yeah,
S
it
tier
is what it
coconut.
is.
It was originally there.
S tier Coconut Mall, Maple Treeway, Waluigi Pinball. A tier Sydney Sprint, Ninja Hideaway, Mushroom George, Calamari Desert, Paris Promenade. B tier Rock Mountain, Choco Mountain, Boo Lake, Sky Garden, Shroom Ridge, Mario Circuit 3, Snowland, New York Minute, London Loop, Toad Circuit. C tier Sky High Sunday and Tokyo Blur.
Nice. All right, not
You're
bad.
just saying words at this point. It's all going right over my head.
Next up, the Super Mario Odyssey Cup. I mean Moon Cup. I mean they're representing every game at this point. Oh, the track that is known for having the best song in Tour Berlin Byways, and it still has the best music of all the Tour trains.
I don't know how to feel about this track.
Our second
It's like,
traffic course in the game, and the only traffic course in Tour.
like it just this track has always just been kind of there for me. It's like I like it, but I never am actively seeking to play it.
Oh man,
I'm
I
gonna
don't
let
like
you
where this
take
is
the lead
going.
on this one.
I have it in A. This has always been one of my favorite city tracks in Tour, anyways. Oh, did you have it in A?
I had it in B, but I am willing to put it in A.
Because I also like. I know it is sort of more on the simpler side, but well, not really. I would say it's actually got a decent amount of challenge. I guess that
It's got
it's
some
why it's in the moon.
complexity.
It's why it's in the Moon Cup. It's like the hardest city of the 6 we had up to this point. I
Yeah,
also like
I'd
that
say that.
there's cars on it, and the cars are kind of like Shroom Ridge. I'd say they're like they actually. I still hit cars on this track. I cannot avoid them. And the fact that there's one part when you're going backwards and the car's going like this while you're going like that, like there's a chance you just
Yep.
like
Yep.
it's
Exactly.
so good, and it feels unique from other cities because it's the only one that has cars driving. So
True.
I have it in A. I prefer it over Shroom Ridge personally, but I can understand people preferring Shroom Ridge.
I'd put it above Shroom. I think that's fair.
Yeah. So what are we saying? A tier? Like low A, mid A, somewhere around there? Because we have Paris in A too. Would you put it above Paris? I would have it above.
I'd put it above Calamari.
Yeah, I would personally put it above Mushroom Gorge, but I can understand a case with being below Mushroom Gorge.
Let's go below Mushroom Gorge.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. That's like a kind of between our two placements.
Yeah.
Next up, DS Peach Gardens, the other one that really surprised us. This is the Calamari Desert of
So
Wave
good.
3.
This has always been like one of my like sleeper favorites, and I did not think it was ever going to come back for like a long time. So seeing it come back in the
Actually,
DLC,
same.
I was so hyped.
And it was more surprising because when it was added in the DLC, it wasn't in Tor yet. So like,
Yep.
if it was in Tor, it would have been like, oh well, okay. But since it wasn't, I was like, what?
Well, when the music leak like had its music in there, I was like, that's a surprise pick. I didn't see.
I
That
know,
one
I
coming,
heard
so.
that. I was like, wow. Also, I remember
Yeah.
when people saw Turnip Cup, they were predicting this track to be in that cup.
Yeah, I could have seen
Turnip.
that.
But I understand why it's here because it's a special cup track in DS. So I mean, it makes sense to be. Also, the twist at the end with lap 3 using the unused section of DS. Like every game in DS and Wii, that section was there. You saw a road, but it was never used, and they finally utilized it for once.
So I put this one in like middle A.
I think that's about where I have it. Yeah, middle A. Yeah, that's where I have it. And I
This
know
one
people talk about how it's
is-
a bit simplified, but I know I think
This is
going backwards is a
this-
good compromise.
This is the track I think I'd be personally willing to put above Mushroom Gorge.
Ooh, I can agree with that. Yeah, I have it. Isn't it literally? It's literally 2 spots above Mushroom Gorge for me. So I
There you
agree with
go.
that. Yeah, it's also I love what they did with the hedges. Luigi, Toad, Toadette, and then Peach, and then you got the Mario one and the first one you see. I love that. And then on the way
Yeah.
back, you can high five Luigi with the car.
Who needs a high
that
five?
that's genius. Like I love that. So yeah, so A above Mushroom Gorge.
Perfect.
Next up, it's Christmas time. We got Tour Merry Mountain, the Christmas track. Our first holiday themed track. Interestingly enough, I'm surprised it took this long to get one, but here we are.
This track, for me, has one fatal flaw. That last straightaway that basically you do absolutely nothing in
Really?
is just such an underwhelming ending to that track.
Really? Because
It's like
that's what I like about it. Because it's like it's like the perfect opportunity to get green shell snipes and banana snipes right at the end to
yeah,
take the
but
lead.
it's
It's like
such like
perfect.
all these nice twists and turns to get up to the top. You get that nice
Even a
little
half pipe.
half pipe if you really want to, and then the rest of the track is just okay. Drive,
To be
maybe
fair,
turn a little bit if you want the speed boosts.
in its defense, kind of like how you had New York Minute Tokyo Blur being the first Tour City tracks, Merry Mountain was the first non-city nitro track in Tour. So, and I think because
And
it was a Christmas
it's still
track, they kind of
good.
wanted it to be, yeah, I think because it was a Christmas track, they didn't want to like make it too hard because it's supposed to be like nice and happy and a fun time. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
I put it high B tier.
That's literally exactly where I have it. I top B. It's my first one in B actually. Of all the B tiers, it's my favorite.
I'm fine
And
putting
it
it top
just
of B.
it gives me good vibes every time I play it too. Even when it's
Oh, it's
not
fun,
December.
but
Even when it's not December, I get good vibes just by playing it. And they
Shout
brought
out.
back basic.
Shout out Good Vibes Gaming.
oh.
Oh,
Wait, are
yeah.
we
I was
not
like, I didn't know
talking
where you were
about?
going with that.
Oh
No, I
no.
was saying the track gives me good vibes.
So okay, so just to make sure, before that you talked about Berlin, then you talked
No,
about Peach.
Then Peach. We're on Merry Mountain right now.
Okay, good thing I checked because next up on my list is Rainbow Road, so it's a good thing I checked.
Yeah, we're on Merry Mountain right now. We were just finishing
Okay,
up.
all right. Good thing
We
I
both
checked.
agreed high B. What's the highest one in B on there? Wasn't it, like-
Rock.
Would you put it above Rock, or would you say it's below? I would personally put it maybe slightly below.
I'd put it below.
I don't know what's above that, but
Rock,
below that now.
Choco.
Ooh, the mountains. The 3 mountain tracks are competing right now. Better than Choco? Would you put it above Choco? Because I have it above Choco, but I have it below Rock.
I don't think I would personally. However, I'm willing to put it in between the mountains.
Okay. I just realized there's 4 DLC. We have all the tracks with mountain in the name in this DLC. There's only 4 in the entire series, and they have all 4 of them in this DLC.
And one is going to be much higher than the others if I have a say about it.
Yep, I would agree with that.
Perfect.
All right, and now probably the best track in the first half of the entire well, maybe other than Waller Pinball, or depending on your opinion, 3DS Rainbow Road, which it was inevitable with Moon Cup, so considering you go on the moon, and we kind of figured they would end it with Rainbow Road. So
I'm just going to throw this out there now. I think when this video ends, this is going to be my favorite track. Like, non-biased Coconut Mall, this is going to be the track I rank the highest in this DLC. This is the double S track. This is the Rainbow Road. I know we'll have a conversation about Wheeze later. This is the Rainbow Road.
And it's crazy because I remember wanting this back in the original Mario Kart 8 DLC. But we got the SNES one instead, so now to finally have it here is like a nice, like, 14-year-old me is happy now.
Yes.
I'm like, yes, I finally got it in this game. I just wanted an HD version of it. The way they did the road, I was, oh my gosh. I thought they were just gonna like do the Tour one or like the 7 one, but just higher quality, but they straight up just changed it entirely. Like, and the background.
They knew they had to
is
treat that
different
track
too.
well. No, they knew they had to do everything
Yeah,
for that track.
it's like the only one in the
shows.
first wave that pretty much got the actual Mario Kart 8 treatment, like straight up. Like this is
Yeah.
what it would have looked like if it came in the base game.
Agreed.
So yeah, I have it in S personally. It's because I had to make room for other double S tracks because I didn't want to put like 10 bajillion tracks in there. But for now, I'm definitely willing to put it in double S.
I feel like
Come
we
on,
have to.
we have to have one by now at this point. Like,
Yeah, we're
and this
halfway
this
through.
deserves it.
This is the one.
One of the best Rainbow Roads in the series.
All
I
right,
still can't
double
believe this
S.
DLC gave us the two best ones. Yeah,
All
Double
right.
S.
So now recap
double S for
time.
3DS Rainbow Road. Mm-hmm.
Double S, Rainbow Road, S, Coconut Mall, Maple Treeway, Waluigi Pinball. A tier, Sydney Sprint, Ninja Hideaway, Peach Gardens, Mushroom Gorge, Berlin Byways, Calamari Desert, Paris Promenade. B tier, Rock Mountain, Merry Mountain, Choco Mountain, Boo Lake, Sky Garden, Shroom Ridge, Mario Circuit 3, Snowland, New York Minute, London Loop, Toad Circuit, C tier, Sky High Sunday, Tokyo Blur. Congratulations, you made it halfway through. Woo!